I think that one of the ways that social theory has, the prime way that the classics and moderns have understood the idea of modernity is rationalization. This could be thought of either critically, as in the sense of the Frankfurt School, that there's been instrumentalization and commodification, or it could be thought of more neutrally, as Weber talked about, the notion of the different spheres of life becoming subject to more calculation. It could also be thought of in a very positive way, as Durkheim and Parsons thought of it, and even Habermas in his later work, which is that modernity means secularization, dialogue, solidarity, universalism, and a positive outlook. But whatever, there's been a strong emphasis on that the sacred, that ideas of non-rationality, that notions of myths and narratives and iconic symbols have disappeared in the course of modernization. What I've tried to do is develop what I call cultural sociology that brings back these important ideas and says that modernity has, of course, created significant transitions and significant changes from what came before it. At the same time, it hasn't dispensed with the importance of meaning, that people still need to put themselves in relationship to myths that elevate them. They are motivated by dark conceptions that are also mythical, that frighten them, that they want to escape from or defeat, that they live in worlds of binary and simplistic constructions. The most important aspect of democracy is a sphere of solidarity and a kind that has a structure of feeling, where people feel connected to members of society who are very separated from them, whom they don't know, that they'll never meet. That the more democratic the society is, the more expansive it is, so that we feel connected to even more people who aren't part of our primary group. Now, if you think about it, how are we going to be connected to these people who we don't know and who we don't have any material relationship with? It can only be symbols. So once again, I think that if we're going to understand the glue and the energy and the power of the civil sphere, we need to have a cultural theory of the civil sphere. So we want to study, first of all, what I call the discourse of civil society, the narratives and the codes that say who we are as a democratic people. We story our democratic societies by positively symbolizing the other people in the society, but at the same time, meanings are built on difference. So I look at the drama of democracy as symbolic and material struggles over expanding these boundaries, or narrowing the negative difference feelings and structures of feeling and expanding the positive ones. And so I look at the discourse of civil society, its codes, its narratives, and its symbols as providing symbolic and subjective resources for social mobilization. I was particularly interested in the generation of intense solidarity and the dramaturgical qualities of the mobilization in Egypt, which created the symbol of Tahrir Square, and the nature of the discourse. My argument in this short book which is called Performative Revolution in Egypt, an essay in symbolic power. My argument is that the discourse of civil society, the binaries, and the narratives of salvation attached to it were very significant in this non-Western country. That there had been, in fact, developments inside of Islam as well as outside among intellectuals and economic managers that led them in the last couple of decades to be more open to democratic imaginaries. And that for various reasons, this coalesced at this time into a tremendous utopian upheaval, which I wanted to think about as a movement of the imagination and of subjectivity. And so I tried to capture the statements, the dialogue, the movements, and the images of this very intense social movement.